Hey, what's up guys? Meroko here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to solo Mythic Archimonde post 8.0. This fight was made harder unintentionally because we don't do as much burst damage anymore. This is as a Ret Paladin, by the way. Most classes can do this much easier, but Ret Paladin's toolkit doesn't handle the mechanics very well in the final phase. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it at 8.0 after the stack squish and the item squish. So first off, our damage has been significantly nerfed just by not having our artifacts, and our burst is a lot lower. You know, wings is on GCD, just certain things, you know, that just make it harder to do as much damage as we did before. So while WoD does have a legacy buff that they added, it's not very good. It's a little bit undertuned. It takes a lot longer to kill bosses than previously. So basically what I'm saying is we have to deal with the mechanics in the last phase. So the two mechanics you have to deal with are the knockback from Mark of the Legion and Source of Chaos, which is also a punt back, or well, it pushes you back. So how do we counter them as Ret Paladins? The first thing you need to get is a trinket, which is called Yongle Wind Chime. This trinket is found on a rare spawn in Dread Wastes, and what the trinket essentially does is charges at the enemy like a warrior would do. I will make note that this trinket requires a bit of skill to use. You have to be out of melee range for it to work. If you're in melee range, it will not work. And to counter his knockback, you basically just need to wait until it punches you back, and as soon as it does, hit this and it'll charge in. If you do it too late, it will miss. If you do it too early, you're going to charge in before he punches you back, and it's just going to punt you back. So that may take a few attempts to get used to, but once you do, it's pretty easy to do. The timing it's not that lenient, but once you understand when to do it and where to be out of melee range, as you'll see in this video, it's fairly easy to do. So that takes care of the first mechanic. The second mechanic is Source of Chaos. Source of Chaos, like I said, after about 1 second of it spawning, will immediately start to push you off the platform in whatever direction you are facing. So, if it is possible to kill it, I almost killed it before without this second trinket, but it's just easier to have the second trinket overall, because the trinket itself, Drought of Souls, which is from Gul'dan, will basically kill the crystal, or the Source of Chaos, without you really needing to do anything. If it doesn't, you can kill it within one global after it ends. But the main reason you want Drought of Souls is because Drought of Souls, when used, will root you to the ground and you cannot move, and the pushback is negated. So you have to deal with Source of Chaos because of our DPS being lower. You should only have to deal with one knockback and one Source of Chaos because our DPS should be good enough to get through the fight without seeing another one. I recommend between 215 item level and 240-ish. Anything under that, you may struggle and get a second Mark of the Legion, and then you're going to be screwed. So if you don't have enough DPS, you need better gear. So that's how to do this encounter, as you're going to see. The other thing I want to point out is the talents for Ret Paladin are the straightforward single target talents that are considered the best right now for level 110. I am using the Legendary Ring to give Divine Purpose, which is very, very good now. Crusade is worthless, don't take it. Inquisition is awesome. And the other legendary I'm using is Whispers of the Nazrazim, which is the other best in slot 8.0 legendary to use. Legendary should be pretty easy to get right now. Awakening Essences are just like, you know, hotcakes. They're so easy to get. Bonus roll gives them just so many ways to get Awakening Essences. There's no reason to not have these two legendaries to do this fight. So get those legendaries, get your item level to about 915 and above, get these two trinkets, which shouldn't take you too long, and once you've done that, oh, also, I wanted to point out that there is a second version of this trinket. It drops from Flint Lord Garen in Timeless Isle, and that trinket is the exact same as this one, only it's a higher item level. I just happened to get this one first, so there's no point in farming the other. So, one of those two will work. Drought of Souls, Gul'dan, get it from Raid Finder if you don't feel like putting a group together. And once you have these two things, you're ready to pull Archimonde and hopefully get your kill So I'll show you guys how it's done.
Beware. Corruption. The land itself seals with a mark of
Light, protect us from this atrocity. Grant us your strength to banish this evil.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
The light will not.
I grow tired of this pointless game. The immortal legion, scourge of 1,000 worlds.
3, 2, 1.
Look upon the endless forces of the burning legion. This world will not fall so easily, demon. Its people will not give up without a fight. Our will
Beware.
is unbreakable. Forever!
3, 2, 1.
Your soul will be mine.
So now I'm just waiting for the ads. There is a bug in this fight that if you have an ad up when you go into the final phase, it has a chance to reset the fight. So I'm just making sure I killed every ad before I go down.
Beware.
I should be good to go.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
And the Defiler, Lord of the Burning Legion. This world will feel my wrath and burn. Your souls are mine.
I recommend killing these Infernals so that the source of, or the Drought of Souls will hit only the source of chaos and Archimonde.
My eternal wrath.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Burn in the fires.
This doesn't really hurt that bad, so there's no really point in dodging it, but why not? There you go. As you can see, the Void Stars just spawned. The Void Stars will plant you off if you don't kill them. So if you run into those, just switch and kill them real quick. But the DPS requirement is pretty tight. So like I said, get as close to the item level as you can see here. And you should be able to get the kill. Also, personal loot's forced in WoD right now. It's pretty annoying. So anyways, thank you guys. If you have any questions, just leave comments below, and I'll try and answer them the best I can. For other classes, this guide should be useful as well. Some classes don't even have to have trinkets at all because of the way their class works. But feel free to ask me questions below if you have any comments or concerns. Thanks, guys.